Good afternoon, good morning, everyone. We are today with Alan Duncan. He is the chair of Electronics and Computer Engineering Department. And we are here with him to find out more about Electrical Engineering Technology, Marine and Industrial Diploma. So hi, Alan, how are you? Welcome.
Hello and welcome everyone.
Thank you. I'm gonna try to do this as fast as we can to be more dynamic, and we're gonna divide this in three big areas, three type of questions. Starting right now, could you explain in simple words what is it about this diploma? Because as I see it, it has two big fields on it. So maybe there's a bit of confusion for our international students, and you can clarify this, please?
Okay, well, I mean, the main program, it's an electrical engineering technology with marine industrial elements within the program. So you should really think of it as an electrical engineering technology program. So the primary focus of the program is to understand about the design of electrical systems. So electrical power systems, high power things, the outlets in your home, how the design in a company, the power is distributed in a company. Those are the sort of elements that our students get involved in, and also how the power gets to your home or business. All that infrastructure, all the components, transformers that are in that path that the utility provider manages. But they have to be designed and maintained, and there's work in that area as well, working with utility power companies. But electrical systems are not just used on land, and of course, marine areas nowadays are expanding dramatically in the electrical side. Lots of ships use electrical propulsion systems. There are ships that actually have battery systems that actually provide the power for short crossing ferries. There's lots of countries experimenting in that because, of course, pollution and emission control in shipping is a large area that needs to be addressed if we want to deal with climate change in the world. There are lots of companies in Canada that are working in those areas. We have battery management and company in Vancouver that actually does a lot of work in that area, and they sell the products worldwide. There are companies that retrofit existing ships with electrical propulsion systems and design those electrical systems. And of course, the power generation on a ship and the distribution on the ship is very similar to what happens within an industrial complex. And so that's why where we're located, Camosun is located in Victoria, which is on a coast. So we actually have a marine industry on our doorstep, and also over in Vancouver. And so we're sort of meeting that need as well. So that graduates of this program can choose which area they want to work in, whether they want to work on land-based systems, electrical power systems, or if they want to work in terms of the control in automation. That's another area that our program deals with programmable logic controllers. They're an electrical device that is used to control things like conveyor belts, or if you're a bottling plant for our food production, where you have things coming along a line, there are sensors that detect objects that are on the line, that load things into crates or into packaging. All those systems have to be controlled and managed, and programmable logic controllers do that function, and our students have the skills and technology to be able to plan and program those devices for, again, many different kinds of companies.
Okay, it seems like a very wide field where students can work and develop many skills. Being said that, how can a graduate student go further and convert that diploma into a degree?
So students of the Electrical Engineering Technology Marine Industrial Program can join our Electrical and Computer Engineering Bridge. So if you complete the Technology Diploma program with a B grade or better, you can apply to our Engineering Bridge Transfer Program, which is a 2-semester long program. And then you would transfer into electrical engineering technology at University of Victoria. And so again, you can specialize in the electrical side of things at University of Victoria. They have a very big power lab actually at UVic, which is a very cool place. So you would actually run labs and experiments within that facility. So the world of, that we offer at Camosun, we offer an electronics program, we offer an electrical program. They share the same first year, but then after those fundamentals, they break off. And so what we've been talking about right now is the electrical program. Within the second year of the program, they're getting into, there's 2 courses on programmable logic controllers, which I mentioned. There's another whole course on electrical machines, which are basically motors. And of course, there's various different designs of motors. They're used for different characteristics and different purposes. And so that's something that students would learn about as well. We have, of course, a controls course. We learn about control theory and how you would actually apply control systems to different things like speed of a propeller shaft or speed of a conveyor belt, how you would control that with sensors and what control strategy you would use in software. We also have electrical distribution course to talk about how power is distributed to our homes or businesses or within the marine environment. There's you'll learn AutoCAD electrical, which is a tool which is used to design electrical schematics, plans, document designs so that companies can then build or manufacture what you've designed. Of course, as a technologist, you'd be working with an engineer who would be supervising the work you were doing, you actually are involved in the many elements of design in the electrical world. Especially technologists can design electrical distribution of power outlets within companies, within homes. So if you're interested in designing of buildings in terms of electrical systems, that's an aspect that our students are capable of participating in as well. And of course, I talked about electric machines. Electric machines need to be controlled. So again, there's electrical drive systems. We talk about those, variable frequency drive systems, VFDs. And of course, there's lots of electronics in there, but we're talking more about how you apply them, how you specify them, how you control them. And so that's something else that our program covers off. And of course, communications. And what I'm meaning communications, I'm meaning radio frequency communications. We have a RF course, it's marine communications, because obviously ships rely very heavily on various satellite links, data links, different protocols, and of course basic radio communication between ship to shore and all that sort of stuff. So we cover off all those other aspects as well within the program. And of course, one of the other things which is exciting, you'll end up doing a project. So you'll have some sort of applied research project you'll do in your 5th semester with us. And alongside that, you have an industrial system design course to assist you in terms of how you design systems, how you construct them and build them. And along with that, there's a project management course. So you'll learn about the basic fundamentals of how you document and plan a project and how you keep track of how far you're going and making things will be delivered on time. So you've got a lot of hands-on experience. All our courses have labs where you actually have a chance to actually apply your theory, build something, do something. With the programmable logic controllers, we've spent a lot of money on some very high-end equipment. So you'll get experience of using real high quality devices that are used in local industry and in North America.
I'm hearing you and I'm thinking that these guys that enter specifically this diploma have to be very creative, and they are designing all the time. If they are with a big load of work, are they able to work outside classes and combine this experience?
It's a very good question. The program is demanding. It is demanding of their time, but there will be times when you'll have to spend a lot of time trying to understand certain concepts. Having said that, if you're a high performing student, you've done usually good in previous studies, we have students who do work outside of the program. I'm not saying they're working 24 hours outside of the program, but if you keep the hours modest, or 10 or 12 hours, you should be okay. But the primary focus, this is a full-time job being a student. This program has a lot of value. It gives you a lot. It gives you a lot of skills. But you're going to spend 30 hours a week in class with us. So 30 hours, which is made up of lectures and labs. So it's not all just sitting in a classroom and someone's talking at you. Half the time will be in a lab where you're actually working with equipment and applying your learning. And, if that's a way that you can learn, you will learn a lot more doing that than just sitting reading a book. It will come faster to you. Yeah, we consider these programs full-time. We expect a full-time commitment from students. They're rigorous. We generally, we're supportive of students, of course, and will assist and help you. But, if you don't put the effort in, then, you're going to not succeed. So it's basically, if you put the work in, you should have no problem completing the program. But yeah.
Okay, I hear you. To finish and to wrap up this academic area, can you tell us a little bit about the work experience, like co-ops? When are they done, and where?
There's the opportunity for co-op, absolutely. There are opportunities for co-op in what we call the summer semester, which is like May to end of August. There's also opportunities in academic term 4, so that's in your second year of the program, in the winter semester. So that's another possibility of work term. So you could actually have an 8-month work term. So in second year, you'd have 1 term academics, 8 months work term. You'd come back the following year for a fall semester, and then you would do the academic term 4 after academic term 5. 4 and 5 can be switched.
Okay.
So the program's designed to allow that. And so students can have, for transferring to the University of Victoria, if you're planning to get an engineering degree, an electrical engineering degree, you can transfer 2 work terms maximum to University of Victoria, which is also a compulsory co-op program attached to their engineering degree. Each term has a work term in between it. So there is a work term opportunity within the engineering bridge program itself. Plus, within our program, you could have maximally 3 work terms, but you can only transfer 2. So that's something that you get to look at as well.
Okay, thank you for clarifying that and for explaining it. Let's go with the general aspect that most of our students ask continuously. Like, could you tell me a usual size class? How many students do you have per class?
That's a really good question. So in first year, currently our typical first year size classes would be around 33 to 35. We have 2 lecture groups and 4 lab groups.
Okay.
And they're split between the electronics program and the electrical technology program. In second year, currently the second year for the electrical program would be around 15 students.
Okay.
So it's a small size class. Yeah,
yes.
Lots of attention.
Yeah.
Lots of attention. Yes. Yeah.
Yes, when I heard you right now that in the second year we're only 15, I said, "Whoa, okay, that's a big difference from the beginning."
Well, I should explain that basically the electrical program, we started offering it just as a trial run, basically 2 years ago, and so we've only got our first graduates will happen in December, and so basically we're ramping up in scale. So we're going to be increasing our sizes depending on meeting the student demand.
Okay, hopefully we're gonna increase those numbers. Could you tell me, please, the ratio between the international students and the domestic students?
It changes. I mean, in the electrical program right now, I don't think we have any international students. There are some students coming in fall. I know that, but I think it's 2 out of 18. I think in the fall, but those numbers will change. I think normally we could be 15 to 20%. I think.
Okay.
International students. Yeah.
And the average age?
I would say the average age is maybe late 20s.
Okay, they're young.
Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah, we have a mixture. I mean, we have some students straight out of high school, but not many. They're usually people 3 or 4 years after, and then we also have people in their 30s and 40s that join us as well.
Thank you.
Yep.
Okay, let's go with the third topic that most of, I think, domestics and international are very looking forward to know this information, and those ones is the area is jobs.
Right.
Okay, what are the most popular jobs after graduation, you would say?
Well, I mean, there are lots of opportunities for technologists in Victoria, but of course they're also available elsewhere, in Vancouver, which is a very short distance away, and of course the rest of Canada. But if speaking locally, you know, there's a number of large electrical designer companies that do electrical designs. We also have in the marine side a number of service companies that support the Canadian Navy.
Okay.
Both on the civilian side, not on the military side. So there's companies, a big international company called Babcock. There's down at the dockyard, there's a number of electrical shops that hire students, and also in co-work terms. There are other companies that do design of electrical enclosures, which would be used to install in industrial systems, like Prime Engineering is one company I could think of directly. There's a company that also is interested in hiring our students for conversion of ships to electrical drive systems.
Okay. What would you say that it would be the minimum wage when they're starting, the starting salaries?
That's a really good question, because it can vary quite dramatically. What I like to refer our students to, and you can look this up, there's a site that's done by the provincial government in BC, workbc.ca. So workbc.ca. And in there, you can look under browse career profiles. And so the electronics and electrical technologist national occupational category number is 2241, but you can search it just electrical technology. And in there, I'm just looking at the screen right now, okay. They're saying the annual provincial salary, median salary is 66,301 Canadian dollars. Provincially hourly rate varies from $17.45 per hour up to $52 per hour. So it depends on age, experience, and which job. But that site, you can go in there, it will list current job openings in BC. It will show you where the openings are, and by region of BC, what the number of jobs available are going to be in the next 5 years, next 10 years. So it's a great source, independent of Camosun, that gives you a lot of information that you can use to make those kind of decisions.
Thank you for that wonderful tip for the students around the globe. And Alan, just a last question. Could you describe the electrical engineering technology, marine and industrial diploma with 3 words?
It's a great program. Great opportunities. You can fulfill many sort of desires. Like if you've got an interest in the electrical world or interest in the electronics world, you know, we have programs that meet either of those areas. And so you can tailor your education to your interests. And I think that's the key thing. You know, you want to embark on a career pathway that you're interested in. That's what's going to motivate you through the tough times. You know, thinking of approaching finals, you know, it's because you want that goal. You want to achieve that goal, or you want to work in that industry. You want to work to create things. You talked about, you know, creativity. That's all the fields of engineering have a creative element to it because you're doing something new. You're creating something that didn't exist before. You're making something better, making something safer. So you can take pride in your work, and your work lives on beyond you. So I find those sort of elements of the opportunities we have for our students exciting. And I know the students, when they get out there and do the co-op work term and they come back excited from seeing what industry has to offer, and see that, wow, I really like this. I really want to get a job in that company. And they also see, well, now I know why we did that in that lab. So the education comes alive, and you know, if students have the opportunity to take co-op works experience, I strongly encourage them to do that, because it will remotivate you to really get through all the materials and realize that what you're learning at college is all important and valuable to you, and stuff that you will refer to for the rest of your life. So, yeah.
Thank you for sharing that last answer with that kind of excitement. It's really, I mean it by heart. It's refreshing when a chair or when an instructor talks to a student with that kind of passion, and what can they expect to learn and where are they aiming to go. So thank you very much, Alan, and hope to see you soon.
You're welcome, and I hope that some of the students listening to this do end up at Camosun and coming into the program. I'll be very excited to meet you. It'd be great.
Thank you, Alan.
All right.
Bye-bye.